If you already own an RTX 4090, this video probably isn't for the reason you think. Because this isn't about raw power. It's about whether the experience actually changes. After using the RTX 5090 for over a month, I wanted to answer one real question. Does upgrading from a 4090 actually feel worth it? Or is this just another numbers flex? On paper, the RTX 5090 is a beast. But if you already own a 4090, the decision really isn't obvious. And it sure as hell isn't cheap. So instead of flooding you with benchmarks, I'm going to break this down into real gameplay, real use, and real trade-offs. Because specs don't tell you how a game feels. Performance analysis doesn't tell you how a game feels, right? An eyeball test, you actually playing the game, experiencing the game, that's what matters. At the end of the day, when you're in front of your PC and you're playing these games, the specs don't really mean much. They don't. It's your experience playing the game. Does it make the game better? Now let's get the obvious part out of the way. The RTX 5090 is faster than the 4090. Everybody with a brain knows this. Higher frames, you're gonna get better ray tracing. It's better. But here's the part people don't like saying out loud. In a lot of games, the 4090 is already more than enough. If you're playing at 1080p, 1440p, or you're playing at the base 4K without ray tracing settings, just stick with the 4090, guys. At 4K Ultra, the 4090 is still delivering smooth cinematic gameplay in most titles. The 5090 doesn't suddenly make those games look twice as good. What it really does is remove that friction. You get fewer dips, more consistency, better headroom. This is where the 5090 separates itself. In heavy ray tracing games, Cyberpunk, Alan Wake 2, the 5090 is just a better experience. Anybody who says that it isn't is lying to you. You try playing Cyberpunk, 4K fully maxed out, ray tracing Psycho, even if you're putting on DLSS. It looks incredible. For me personally, and again, this is always going to be subjective, it makes the game feel so much better. It's so much more immersive. With the 4090, you're already impressed though. With the 5090, you stop thinking about performance altogether. You know as soon as you turn on a game, the game's going to run almost flawlessly. And that's the difference. It's not higher peaks, but you get fewer distractions. You just game. Now let's talk about the part that really matters here. The RTX 5090 is a commitment. When you're doing this, when you're buying this card, you're probably upgrading your power supply, your cooling, possibly your case if you have a smaller case, and you sure better have some money set aside for that electric bill. So the real cost isn't just the card. It's everything around it too as well. So here's the honest answer. If you're gaming again at 1440p, 1080p, or even standard 4K, do not upgrade. If you already love how your 4090 performs, don't upgrade. But if you're chasing that maximum immersion and you are an absolute psychopath with your wallet, you want ultra ray tracing, high refresh 4K. If you've got a 4K monitor, 240 Hz OLED, you gotta have a 5090 if you want to take full advantage of every single title. If you want to run heavy mods on some of these games, and you want to future-proof for the next wave of games, that's who the 5090 is for. The RTX 4090 is still a monster though in 2026. But the 5090 isn't really about today's games, it's about what's coming. As engines lean harder into ray tracing, path tracing, AI visuals, this is where the 5090 is going to start making much more sense. The question is whether you want to buy ahead of that curve. Because to be honest, there is a premium to being ahead of the curve. just like in any medium, whether it's entertainment, any product, if you're ahead of the curve, you will pay a premium. So is the RTX 5090 worth upgrading from a 4090? Not for most people. But for the few people who care about immersion more than numbers, and this is my personal opinion, this is the first GPU for me in a long time that actually changes how games feel to me. The immersion is unlike anything I've ever experienced. And paired up with an OLED 4K monitor, these games look absolutely incredible. If you enjoyed this kind of breakdown, not hype, just experience, consider subscribing. I've got more deep gaming content coming as well. And if you're still in a 4090, honestly, you're doing okay. It's alright. Stick with your 4090. Take the rest of the money, either upgrade your PC, get a new monitor, or just go on a vacation, man. Especially if you live in the north here in January. It's freezing. Go get a nice tan, go get a pina colada, and have a great time. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe. I will see you guys later. Thank you all for watching. Peace.